We are getting ready to make monkey bread with no yeast, all from scratch. It's a really simple recipe, and right now all I am doing is buttering my bundt pan. And I like to take the, if I have a sleeve from the butter, I like to take that and use that to make sure, because for whatever reason it gets down in the crevices. Whenever you're using a bundt pan like this, it gets down in those crevices really good. If you don't have a sleeve like this, maybe your butter's in a tub or you just don't have one available, whatever the case may be, use parchment paper or wax paper. You can use either one for this, but make sure if you're making this monkey bread, all these lines and crevices in there, you want to make sure they are well buttered, okay? So I'm gonna butter this pan up real good, bring you all up closer so we can go ahead and get started. Okay, our pan is all buttered, and it's perfectly okay if you can see pieces of butter throughout, because it'll just melt into your cake or whatever you're making as it heats up. Okay, you will definitely need a large bowl, a very large bowl, because we're going to be putting a lot in here and you want to have room to mix it without worrying about it. So the first thing we're going to do is put in our flour. Now, the entire recipe, a lot of people have been messaging me saying, I don't see the recipe. It's on my website, pamspreps.com. For right now, you will see me put more flour in this bowl than what's actually in the recipe. And that is because I am using a smaller measuring device, okay? So bear with me on that. Don't go by what you see me putting in. Go by the recipe that is in writing on the website. Okay, now that we have our flour in here, the first thing you want to do is take a whisk and just run through your flour, making sure there are no lumps in there. If they are, you just kind of want to break those up a little bit. Now we're going to add in our baking powder, sugar, and I am actually using a sugar substitute. It's xylitol. It is not actually sugar, so you can use a sugar substitute. I'll link that if anybody interested in it. And cinnamon. Make sure you give that a good whisk. Now, here I have some milk. I just took it out the refrigerator. You want to leave everything in the refrigerator as long as possible. I'm going to add in a little vanilla to it. Give that a quick stir. Now, this is where you want to make sure, you can use gloves if you want, but make sure your hands are absolutely clean. And I'm going to get my baking mat out. So I'll be right back. Okay, set your milk and vanilla aside and grab your butter. We are going to grate this butter directly into the flour mixture. Okay, just gonna sit this right here and grate straight down. Okay, once you get your butter grated, then you want to go in with a fork or a pastry cutter. You can probably use a potato masher, and you want to incorporate that butter into the flour until it's like pea size. So you're just mashing it in. It's already grated, so that's going to help you incorporate that some. Just get it all incorporated. And if you have any lumps like this that comes from the end of the butter, you didn't want to cut your hand, so you stop. Just make sure you get that incorporated using the fork. Just mash that in. Okay, it should look like this, kind of like little peas in there. And it's okay if you have a few lumps in there of some butter that's not incorporated. That's just fine. So don't worry about that, okay? So now we are going to go ahead and pour in our milk. You can make a well if you want. I just pour mine in. And this is where we're going to mix this for a second or two. Then we're going to get in here with our hands, okay? If it's a little dry, add a little bit more milk. You can also use non-dairy milk in this recipe as well. Okay, this is where we're going to get in with our hands. I'm actually going to turn mine out and work with it. Adding some flour to the surface and to my hands. You don't want to work with the dough too much because the more you work with it, it will become tough, okay? So we're just gonna roll it out just a little bit. This part does not have to be perfect. We are actually going in the refrigerator. So I'm just going to take this, fold this in like that. Fold this side in like that. As you can see, it's still nice and sticky on this side. Fold it over again, a little bit more flour on there, incorporate that just a little bit. I'm gonna flip it over, make sure I need a little flour on this side. Press it down just a little bit. As you can see, it's kind of in a rectangle. That's what we want. Grabbing a baking sheet with some parchment paper on it. Put it on here and put it in the refrigerator while we do the rest. It's not gonna be in there very long. It can be kind of heavy and wobbly. Don't worry about it, just get it on the tray. Okay, now let that get cold again because we've worked with our hands in that dough and we need it to be cold. So we'll be right back. Okay, so right now we have our dough in the refrigerator. What we need to do is preheat your oven and we're going to make our coating. So we have some brown sugar here, and to the brown sugar, we're adding some cinnamon. Now, once your oven preheats, that's going to be your clue to get your dough out of the refrigerator. And you should have this mixed up because it's not a lot, doesn't take a lot. You should have this mixed up. Make sure you mix your brown sugar and your cinnamon really well, because this is going to be a coating, so you don't want a patch of brown sugar or a patch of cinnamon. You want it to be equally mixed. So combine this really well. And when your oven is preheated, that's when we're going to take our dough out of the refrigerator. So make sure your cinnamon sugar is mixed really, really well. It should pretty much be uniform in color all the way through. Make sure you go down to the bottom. And again, the full recipe with all the ingredients and the measurements you can find on my website at pamspreps.com. Click on the word recipe, and it will expand from there, and you will be able to see. Now on our butter side, this is melted butter. We're going to add some vanilla to it. Make sure you stir that in well. I'm going to add just a tad bit more. I like vanilla, okay? And if your oven does not have a buzzer on it to let you know when it's preheated, just check it, look at it, and see, has it preheated? Once it's preheated, that's when you want to take your dough out. Okay, waiting for my oven to finish preheating, and we'll be back. Okay, our dough is nice and ready. Our oven is preheated. Now, we're going to still leave it in this rectangular size, and we're just going to roll it out just a little bit more. You want to roll it out to 1 inch thick, okay? So you don't want it super thin, and I think that's about good enough, okay? Just make that a little bit more even, just for cutting's sake. Does not have to be perfect. Okay, you will need a large knife. It needs to be sharp. So if you haven't sharpened your knife, try to sharpen it before you do this. When we get ready to cut, we want to cut straight down. We do not want to cut in a sawing motion or anything of that nature. You want to press down and bring that knife back up. You may need to put a little flour on your knife. That's what I like to do, but please be careful when doing that because the edge is sharp. Put the flour on it from the edge that's not sharp. Don't run your hand across that part, run it across that part. Then we want to cut them into about 1 inch squares. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. If your knife doesn't go all the way through, bring it back up and then put it back down, just like that. Bring it up and put it down. Don't do like that. You don't want to cut like that, okay? Again, add a little flour to your knife. It'll help it go down, okay? I'm going to do this all the way down. Again, in this manner. Okay, once you have it all cut out like this, you should have about 40, okay? Couple less, couple more. All right, you can set your knife aside. Bring this down just, well, I'm gonna do it the other way since that's messy over there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is first dip it in our butter. Then we're going to dip it in our cinnamon mixture, okay? Then we're going to put them in our baking dish. When you put them in the butter, you don't want to leave them in the butter very long. You just want to coat them so that the cinnamon sugar will last, or will stick to it. Will last. The cinnamon sugar will stick to it. So I'm going to wash my hands and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I like to do is take one and roll it gently into a ball, just like that. Again, it does not have to be perfect. Then we're going to dip it in our butter, just like that. Do not soak it, and into the cinnamon sugar using 2 separate hands. And from there, sit it into the bottom of the baking dish. We're going to do this until they're all done. Okay, so if you have a little butter and some cinnamon left over when you're done, just go ahead and pour it on in. Just pour it on in. As well as the cinnamon sugar, you can pour that in as well. We are going to bake this for about 30 to 40 minutes, 350-degree Fahrenheit oven. This is what it should look like going in, and we'll be back. We are out of the oven. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh my goodness. And the only way really to know if this is done, because you have it in so many different pieces. It's thick, it's heavy. So therefore you need to poke a hole all the way down until you can feel the bottom. And you see this little crumbs on there, but they're dry crumbs, okay? And that's what you want. You want to do that in several places. Get all the way down and make sure you have nothing but dry crumbs on your monkey bread. Let it cool for about 10 minutes in the pan, and then you can invert it. So now we are going to invert it. I'm just going to put this on top of it and flip it over that way. Okay, take this off the side here, put my hand in that hole. Ooh, still really hot. Ooh, but it came out really clean. There's nothing in my pan, okay? Yes. Oh my goodness, it is cracking here a little bit, but we don't care. We will just break it from there. Okay, look at that, look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh my goodness. Look, y'all. Doesn't this look amazing? Yes, and it smells so delicious. Oh my goodness. Now, a lot of people like to put an extra, almost like caramel glaze in it as well. For me and us, that's just too sweet. That's just too gooey, okay? And too much sugar, all right? And I didn't actually use sugar in my recipe. I use xylitol, which is a sugar substitute, but use whatever you want. You can also use an alternative milk in it, all right? So we like it a little bit on the drier side, so that's why I didn't do that, but feel free to add that if that's what you want to add. I really do appreciate each and every one of you all. Take a second and subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 1.5 million subscribers. Ooh, time for us to do a taste test. Oh, and a lot of people have been asking me, where's the recipe at in the description? It's not in the description. It's on my website, pamspreps.com. Ooh, sookie now. Oh, look at the inside of that. Ooh, now I can see the cinnamon is on this side. Ooh, look at that cinnamon. You can add nuts in it. You can do whatever you want to do. Ooh, can you see that where I broke it off at? Oh my goodness. This smells so good. I need a cup of milk and a cup of coffee. And yes, I do have my milk and my coffee together when I have sweets a lot. You should try it sometime. This is so good. The cinnamon. And it's not overly sweet because I didn't add all that other stuff in there. But feel free, you do you. Oh my goodness. And I will see you all next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.